What's up, guys? It's G here, and welcome back to the Grizzly Life Podcast. In this episode, Colton talks about his 30-day sprint goals for June and shares his thoughts on two big values, respect and loyalty. New episodes drop every Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure to subscribe, follow, and turn on notifications. Now let's get into episode 28 of the Grizzly Life Podcast.
What is going on, guys? Episode 28 of many. Thank you guys for tuning in. We've got a couple things to cover today. Before we get going, it is June 2nd. It's Monday, so this will be releasing on June 3rd, Tuesday. Think about your goals for the month. Think about what you got going on. You know, summer's kind of coming into effect here. The weather's finally turning. It's feeling good outside. Think about what you want to accomplish over the next 30 days, 60 days, whatever you're thinking. It doesn't need to be big. It doesn't, it can be a small goal, big goal, whatever you want to do. Hey, I want to get outside and walk a little bit extra every day. I want to get outside as soon as the sun is up. I want to jog, 1 mile a week, whatever you want to do. Pick something and just go out and get it. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, just something that you can be a better you, right? So think about that. The month just turned. We're always pushing to be 1% better and being the best you, so think about that. I know me personally, I've talked about it the last couple episodes. I've kind of fallen off on my target practice goal. So I'm going to get back in the swing of that this month. I'm going to try to shoot a couple extra times each week just to kind of get back on track there. I'm going to continue reading all that other stuff. But I have started a new workout regimen, new diet stuff. I'm tracking some stuff a little differently. So I kind of want to talk about that first because I'm kind of talking about the month of June and some things that, I'm telling you guys to set some goals. So I'm going to kind of dive into what I've changed the last couple days here. I guess kind of, I don't know, not really a funny story, but kind of a funny story or kind of ironic. I've been reading Total Recall, which is about Arnold and his life story and, literally everything. It's not just Arnold the bodybuilder. It's Arnold the actor and Conan and Terminator and basically how he came over from Austria and just kind of took over America, right? He did a lot of great things and just wanted to be the best at whatever he was doing. So cool book. I'm going to finish that by the end of next week, maybe this week if I'm really aggressive with it. But anyways, I'm reading this book and he makes a comment about basically like the encyclopedia of bodybuilding, right? Or something like that. And it's like all of his life's work in bodybuilding and that aspect in a book. It's got a ton of pictures of a lot of other bodybuilders. This is around the same time he was making Pumping Iron. For those of you who know that, basically back in the 70s when he was big into, winning the Olympia and all those other things. He released a movie called Pumping Iron, which was just about the training methods and all of his workout partners and the competitions and kind of a cool old movie, but a good show or whatever you want to call it. But he created this book that had all of his life lessons in it and bodybuilding and all of the tips and dieting and posing and stretching every single muscle group and every single muscle group, like different exercises for them, weak point training, different methods of training when you're in the gym, right? So it's like a 800-page encyclopedia style book of just a bunch of knowledge that he wrote, back in the day. So now there's a lot of different science out there. There's a lot of different things and ways to train. A lot more science behind our movements and our exercises and the best way to get bigger and stronger compared to back then. But when I was reading Total Recall, he mentioned this book and I was like, oh, I kind of want to get that. So I hadn't purchased it and I was actually just cleaning up my closet the other day. Totally forgot. I think my mom bought it as a birthday present like years ago and I was just like, haha, kind of laughed at it, never really opened it. And so I'm cleaning the closet and I see this like 2-inch thick book and grab it, open it, and all of a sudden I was like, wow, I kind of just found like a new love again as far as training goes. Not that I haven't been training, but I was like, I could use something different, right? Let me try something else. So every night I've been kind of diving in. I've been going through the index and just finding some new things to research. I just want to kind of hear what Arnold has to say. I'm not necessarily saying his workout program or the way he dieted or this or that is the right way in today's terms, but I just wanted to review it, get his point of view. And he's got a couple like sample workout routines in there. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try these. Like these seem pretty intense. And I just want to switch it up a little bit. I'm also looking to lose some body fat myself. So I was like, this would be kind of cool. See what happens with my strict carnivore diet, his bodybuilding routine, not using his bodybuilding diet, of course. So anyways, I've been sifting through this book, and it was ironic that I had it, and that's kind of where I was going with that. So now that I've learned a little bit, my brother and I, G, the producer, he is here with us today. We started his workout routine on May 30th, I believe, or the 31st. So I've gotten like a handful of workouts in so far. And there's two options. It's a 2-day split or a 3-day split. So either you're training every muscle group every other day, basically. So, for example, Mondays are 2-a-day workouts. You're supposed to do chest and back in the morning and legs in the evening. And these are really intense workouts. I mean, we're talking like constantly supersetting, moving back and forth, lifting heavy. And I mean, today's workout was like an hour and a half, and it was draining. But I'm not doing legs in the evening. I just don't have that much in me, and I don't eat like a bodybuilder. I'm just not one of those. But I'm using the workout. I'm using the base, workout routine for myself. So Monday is chest and back. Every day is calves and abs. So the first 5 minutes of our workout routine is like 5 minutes of decline sit-ups. I'll do a set of 10 to 15, then Garrett will go, and we'll keep going until we kind of max out the timer of 5 minutes. That's his warm-up, and then we hop into our lift. The first set of the main exercise, it's a warm-up set, and then you hop right into it. And the goal each week or every workout is to like just add a couple pounds or whatever. So Monday is chest and back. Tuesday is leg day, and calves, of course, all the legs. And again, calves are every day, but Tuesday there's a bigger emphasis on calves. Abs still. Wednesday is shoulders, arms, forearms. Again, calves and abs. And so that is his 3-day split. So that would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then repeat that again Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday is a mandatory rest day. I personally did our arm routine yesterday because I believe tomorrow we're on a massive install for Priority Fitness, so we will not be hitting the gym tomorrow morning. So tomorrow is my rest day, and we're going to be moving gym equipment all day. So that is kind of what our new regimen is. So over the next 30 days, I want to stick as true to that as I can. We did the leg day on Saturday, and that destroyed us. I mean, as far as I don't squat anymore due to my lower back, but the routine has us squatting, so I made some modifications and we made it work. And so, yeah, for the next 30 days, I would like to hold myself accountable to doing this workout routine, just seeing how it goes. On top of that, I am taking carnivore kind of to the next level as far as just really tracking my calories. Most carnivore people say you don't need to worry about calorie tracking. You can just eat unlimited amounts of protein and fat and you'll be fine. I personally have gained, like I said, a couple pounds of fat over the last couple months, so I just wanted to really hone in, try to track my activity calories, how many calories am I burning on a day, and then also how many calories am I intaking, just to see. I'm not saying, I'm trying to stay around 2,000 calories. I'm trying to be in a calorie deficit, but I'm just going to track that strong for the next 30 days. Protein, fat levels, obviously carbs, which are like 0 basically every day, or a couple grams of carbs due to my element salt packets. And then I'm also going to be tracking my fasting window. So my last meal is typically at 4 p.m. And then I eat breakfast around 8-ish. So I usually have a natural 16-hour window. But some days I might try to push that a little bit more to like a 10 to 4 or something like that. So I get like a 18-hour fasting window. So I'm tracking my fasting window every day as well. And then I'm also going to go in more depth on my steps every day, which I've been tracking. I just want to keep a closer eye on it. And then also my workout calories. So when I do my strength training, I just want to see how many average calories I'm burning through my Oura Ring. Now, I'm saying what I'm tracking and how I'm tracking this. I'm actually doing a PDF spreadsheet through ChatGPT. I've got a separate little, task we're working on the side. And so every time I want to add food, I talk to ChatGPT about how many calories are in my eggs and my ground beef, for example. We input that. We input what time I ate at. We input my workout calories, my steps. So I'm going to have a full 30-day log on how strict I am on the carnivore. It'll show how many grams of protein every day, how many grams of fat, how many grams of carbs, my total calorie intake, my workout calories, my steps. I might add a couple other categories in there as well. My fasting window. I might add in there like sleep or recovery through Whoop, as I also track those things. So it will be interesting. I will share that after my 30 days of that, just to see how strict I was, how well I did, making sure I'm getting 1.2 grams of protein per pound that I weigh. So that's kind of what I'm doing for the month of June. It's a little bit more in depth than I'm used to. We're going to go a little bit more strict. I have bought a couple new products as well. I'm going to start cooking in beef tallow a little bit more. So I ordered some grass-fed beef tallow. I know that I can probably go to butcher and get some fat for free and render it myself, but we are going to go. I just purchased this to see if I like it, if I want to use it, and then I'll probably go that route a little bit more. I'm trying to think if there's anything else diet-wise, nutrition-wise. I am adding in fish. I think it's called roe or caviar, basically. So I ordered some salmon. They're basically just fish eggs. My goal is to have 2 ounces a day, 3 to 5 days a week. They're extremely bioavailable, meaning I can utilize them very quickly. I can, what nutrients are in them, I can use them. So we're going to add that to the regimen as well. My dog Clyde is up here, so if you guys are hearing him sniffle, I don't know what's going on. So we're going to add the fish eggs to the diet, and the reason behind this is instead of taking like omega-3s or my fish oil pills, we're going to go towards this, which again is just way more bioavailable than like a fish oil. If you don't want to go this extreme, I still recommend taking fish oil every day as it's very important to your joints and heart health. I do have an interesting little thing I want to add. Last week, we cooked some fish at the house, and we had a bunch of leftovers. So the first day I had like a lot of pollock and halibut. The next day I had like leftover like cod, I think, and then the next day I had like the rest of the leftover salmon. What was interesting was I track my recovery on my Whoop, and I track other metrics on the Aura Ring. I have them both just because I really like seeing different metrics. I don't like relying on one thing. And what was interesting was in 3 days in a row, I had my best recovery on Whoop that I've ever had. And when I say best, it's out of 100%, right? I had a 97, a 98, and a 97% recovery. My HRV was like, an HRV, for those of you that don't know, is like heart rate variability or heart rate variance. It's a unique number to you. So if you're averaging a HRV of 20 and all of a sudden you score a 30 or 35 one night, like that's a major gain for you. It's a good metric to track over time and see increase over time. My brother, for example, averages in like the 100s, 120s for an HRV. I average like 50s and 60s, but I've been slowly improving it. So I've been hitting the 70s a lot more. But these 3 days in a row, I hit like mid to high 80s and also like mid 90s. So it was a massive increase. I'm not saying the fish was it, but I'm going to be introducing fish a little bit more now in the carnivore, which wasn't something that I necessarily have been eating the last 8 months or so. But I've been doing a little bit more research. And so fish and chicken, I am implementing both of those into my weekly routine. I want to have fish like 2 or 3 times a week. Obviously, I got to be careful of like mercury and levels of that stuff, but I'm going to keep it. I don't know what fish I'm going to go with yet. I know I'm going to add the fish eggs in, but anyways, it will be really cool to see if my HRV stays to those crazy levels eating fish as I track a lot of metrics, and I just like to study things for myself. So some people have reached out to me asking like, oh, you're adding chicken. I thought you didn't like chicken. I don't know that chicken is, I think chicken's great as a cutting protein. You know, people like to eat chicken and rice on the bodybuilding diet. It's a protein dense, low fat food, so you can eat a bunch of it and keep your calories low. That's basically why I'm implementing it. I also, I just wanted to have another option in there. I wanted to see, you know, again, tracking my metrics, my HRV, my sleep, all of these items. I wanted to just have another, you know, source of protein in there and see how it affects me. So I don't know if it's a forever thing. Chicken is another one of those items you have to be careful when you buy it. For those of you that do buy store-bought chicken, I was reading some statistic. The average chicken on like a, say, Walmart, for example, the average chicken on those shelves, the basic options, were like, I think it was like 67 days old, right? So like not on the shelf for 67 days. That chicken before it was, you know, killed and processed and then shipped away was only like 2.5 months old, meaning that they're trying to turn over chicken so fast and they're using, you know, antibiotic, or they're using hormones and things to grow these chickens as fast as possible. They just, you have to be careful. You know, I don't want any of that stuff in my diet. I don't want to be eating that kind of those hormones. And So I'm very big on pesticides, hormones, all of those little additives that happen from the animal's life. So I try to go as organic, farm fresh, free range, grass fed, all of those things. So health is expensive, but it's all you've got. Without health, there's not a whole lot you can do. Like we talked in the last couple episodes, what do you want to do when you're 60, 70, 80? Do you want to be able to run around? Do you want to be able to jump off the boat? Do you want to be able to play with your kids? All of those things, right? Those are the things that I think about. That's what keeps me going. I want to be functioning. I want to be smart. I want to be there, cognitive, aware. I want to still be able to play catch. I want to be able to have basic, those functions that we've got while we're young. We need those while we're old. So anyways, that is kind of where I'm at, what I'm doing for the month. It will be cool to see what ChatGPT spits out, just to see how consistent I was with my protein and fat intake. And again, I will share that probably on my Snapchat. I might throw it on my Instagram as well. The last couple things that I want to talk about, now that we've kind of talked about what my goals are, or what I'm trying to accomplish for the month, respect and loyalty. I feel like these two have been coming up a little bit more in our organizations and in my daily life and my friends and my family. We'll start with, respect is pretty straightforward, right? If your team, if your friends, if your family around you, it should be a given that they've got mutual respect for you. And I'm not going to touch base on respect very long, but if you're going to be around people, if you're going to spend time with these people, if they're important to you and you're important to them, respect should just be obvious, right? Like, we should have mutual respect for each other. That might mean calling each other out on things that need to be called out on. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. If I respect you and I care about you, I want you to know, if you're very close to me, right? If you're an immediate friend or family member, if you're fucking up or you're doing something that you need to be better at, I think you count on me to hold you accountable, right? Like, that's the agreement that we have in our friendship and our family aspect. We don't need to have a written agreement to know that we should be holding each other accountable. And if you're falling, if you're going down the slope or whatever, like, I respect you and I care about you. And that might not necessarily, fall in line with respect, but just generally speaking, I want people around me that have respect for me. I want people who, treat me right, who can talk to me face to face, who can have good conversations. I don't like it when people are having conversations behind my back. That's not very respectful. If you have something to say, let's talk about it. Let's get it out of the way and move on. And so that's something that I push to do as well. I want to make sure that we're having good, honest conversations. And I want the people around me to they're on my team, right? Like, and I'm saying my team as, again, friends and family, coworkers, all of those things. If you're on my team, like, we've got respect for each other, and we need to carry that. So I want to touch base on loyalty as well. Loyalty, we've been hiring people in our organization, or we've always been hiring people in our organization, and one of the most important things that I value, something that you can't necessarily train, you can't necessarily guarantee when you hire someone, is loyalty, right? And loyalty is somewhat earned, right? Like, you need to have a reputation. You need to, again, respect each other. But loyalty, I feel like, is one of those extremely high, like, you could suck at everything you're doing, but if you're extremely loyal to me, to our company, to our brand, to our organization, like, we're going to work with you, right? Like, there's always room for loyalty. You need those people on your team. You got to find the right seat for that individual. That could be part of the problem, right? If you're the right person in the wrong seat, that's always something you're working on. But loyalty, I just feel like, is undervalued. I don't think people understand it. I don't think people respect it. I don't think people in today's world, loyalty, I feel like, has gone down the drain. I even kind of consider loyalty like the man's handshake, right? Agreements, you've got Facebook Marketplace and deals happening all the time, or anything like that. Phone calls saying, hey, I'm going to come pick this up tomorrow. And that individual sells it for more behind your back and says, sorry, it's gone, or whatever. It's like the man's handshake, that loyalty, that honesty, the integrity is not there. And I strive to be loyal to my people. I strive to put my people first. My team is extremely important to me. So loyalty is just one of those things that I think our generation, just in general, not even my generation, just the current world, the current, think loyalty is undervalued, and I think we need to realize when we're making decisions, are we being loyal to our spouse, our friends, our family, our team? You can't train loyalty. Like, that's just a part of you. So if somebody's important to you, respect them, be loyal. We could talk about a lot of other traits that are important, but I just need you guys to realize or think about loyalty and the people that are close to you. One of the things that I see all the time, and this kind of irritates me, people who I know, acquaintances, that are like best friends with everyone, right? Like, my best friend this, my best friend that. Or like, it's somebody's birthday, for example. I see this all the time. It's somebody's birthday, and like a million people are saying happy birthday. Like, oh, you're my best bro. You mean so much to me. And to me, that's just fake as shit. Like, there's no way that this person has 20 best friends. Like, you're lucky to have 5 real friends, 5 people who you can count on, 5 people who will show up there. That was always the rule that my dad said. You're lucky if you have, if you can count your best friends on one hand. People who are going to be there at 2 a.m. when you need them, people who are going to do whatever you need to do, people who every time you call, they're going to show up and they're going to be there no matter what the occasion is, right? Like, that's a rare friend, somebody who has your back in no matter what situation that you might be in. So I get very annoyed, especially with, I'll say, my generation in this, because all of these people that don't truly care about you, like, there's just all of these fake things going on. Happy birthday, and, oh, I care so much about you. Oh my God, the light. You don't have that many best friends. I'm not saying don't be nice. I'm not saying don't be a good human being and say happy birthday. But it's like everybody's best friends, and they've like lived these lives together, and like, I don't know. The term best friend, I feel like, just gets thrown around way too easy. I don't call people my best friends if they're not truly one of my best friends. They're a good buddy of mine, or they're a good friend, or whatever. But I can't count on them for everything. I can't expect them to show up in my worst times. I can't expect those things. I can't count on them. So I think all of those things just feed into loyalty. That's just me kind of going on a rant. The things that I see, for some reason, I feel like I see that quite often. And be careful who's close to you. Think about who truly means a lot to you and who you would do anything for. Who would you take a bullet for? Who would you be there? Just think about those things. Those are your best friends. Those are the people you need to be most loyal to. Those are the people you need to go help on the weekends if they need to move something, if they need to cut something down, if they need to whatever. They got a truck issue, car issue. Those are the people you prioritize and take care of, and those are the people you check in on a day-to-day basis or a week-to-week basis. Make sure they're doing okay, and stop wasting your time with everyone. Be good friends. Be a good person. I'm not saying isolate yourself. Just make sure those people who are in your corner, and truly in your corner, that you're taking care of and respecting those people and being loyal to those. So I'll end my rant there. That's kind of my 2 little things that I feel like have been coming up lately. Respect and loyalty. Think about them. My name's Colton Burt. I am 27 years old now. We've got 6 gym locations. We've got 4 pieces of real estate. We've got a company that installs and moves gym equipment full-time. Please tell everybody about the show, about the podcast. Share this stuff with you, with your friends, if you've got any value from it. We are going to be moving our podcast stuff to the studio. That is not complete, but we are going to get in there and start messing around with sound quality and just making sure we can start doing something. It's probably going to be a while till the studio's complete, so we're just going to get over there. We've painted a wall black, like I've mentioned before. We're going to just set up studio there, get some cameras rolling, and start practicing that and getting some podcasts released over there. So hopefully today's our last episode up in the garage. We're going to move to the studio. If you want to add me on Snapchat, it is colton.burt, COLTON.BURT. Instagram, Facebook, coltonburt19. Email is marketing@fitnessgrizzly.com, and keep an eye out for thegrizzlylife.com with some new updates there. Again, thanks for tuning in. We will see you on the next episode.